Welcome everybody, and we're going to be talking about the Liverpool Fulham game this weekend in about 2 days. We're going to be talking about what we think the scoreline is going to be, how we think the game's going to go, give you some betting tips, and all of that good stuff. So currently
Hey,
Liverpool
if you're
having
feeling spicy, this is the game to do it, bro.
Gui has been chatting some amount of
If
shit.
I'm not mistaken, when the first few podcasts that we did, like the start of the season, this was the game that Gui was trying to bet against Liverpool
Yeah,
losing.
Gui,
Yo, word.
Gui, you have a hard on for Liverpool losing, dude. Like, I get that Liverpool are ass, but you 100% believe Fulham are gonna win this. Like we were
I don't, but dude,
Bro,
for some for
okay,
some
we'll
like
get there.
for some
But
context, right? We obviously before all of this we kind of go through and talk about what we're gonna talk about. We went through the bets. Gui, Gui was like, there was a 500 to 1 bet. We'll go through it. About I think it was like Fulham to win most corners, like a whole bunch of stuff for that. We're all in Fulham's favor. He's like, dude, put your house on that. Like that's gonna happen. So Gui
how
is
to be a millionaire sport line edition. This is how you do it, bro. Trust me.
well
Trust me, Chief.
in terms of
I'll pay you the returns
in
if you
terms of
fail.
how this game usually goes. In previous meetings, there was this season it was a draw, but ever since
You look
then
at that.
Liverpool just stomps them.
Times
Although
change, brother.
Although Gui did make a great point about this result here, this 1-0 loss to Spurs was really deceiving because Fulham played really, really well in that game. They had more
That second
possession.
half was close.
Yeah.
Fulham are
Very close.
slowly picking up their pace. I think
Oh, 100%.
I
they're
agree.
they're they're kind of like I thought they were really good, really bad at the start of the season, and they've kind of
I
they've
think they
kind
could
of
survive. I mean, they're on 23 points in their last, 5 games. They've only lost once. Like, they're actually picking up
They've got
points.
8 points. 8 out of their 23 came from the last five.
Yeah.
Fair.
hmm.
Fair, fair,
And
fair.
Liverpool are 5 consecutive home losses on the trot now.
Mm-hmm.
First time in history. So Liverpool are not in a good place.
Nope, not at all.
And they lost to Chelsea last night.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was tragic, dude. I was
Not convincing.
watching that game and it was so unconvincing from Liverpool. Chelsea had that game in the bag most of the time, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be
Chelsea.
covering the betting
Sorry.
section. But I did win money on that Chelsea game because Liverpool were so bad.
Okay.
K-Vade.
Sorry.
How much? You don't
Oh,
speak Irish. I'm
no, I
sorry.
don't speak Irish. It was I put €1 on Timo Werner to have 2 shots on target or more, and I won 7. So like, it's pretty good. But
Okay.
yeah,
Get you a McDonald's meal.
Bank.
exactly. But in terms of how I think this game's gonna go, I think Liverpool are actually gonna stomp this. I know that we were just talking about how good Fulham have been, but I think Liverpool have to do something. Like they're free falling currently in the league. It looks like if they lose this game, they could even start get top 4 starts looking sketchy. Like if Liverpool lose this, right, and Arsenal win their next game, oh, we have a game in hand as well. Let's just say we hypothetically we win our next 2 games and Liverpool lose it. We're on the same points. Liverpool are not as bad as us, dude. So I think
Liverpool aren't coming top 4. I'm going to say it now. Not
Yeah.
a chance.
I mean, like we said, I think in the midseason. Well, I said in the midseason review, they've been kind of unlucky. I mean, they like Firmino having 2.4 shots on average per game and scoring 6 goals. That's really poor. So I think in this game they're gonna have a lot of shots. I think they're gonna stomp them. I think it's fairly easy to predict, but Gui, give us the flip side. Give us the Fulham praise.
All right. Fulham are in relegations, yeah? However, you know how last season Liverpool was like the team everyone was like, hey, they're so lucky. They always get the VAR choices, last minute goals, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fulham is the opposite this season. They never get the decisions their way. Last night they had a goal that was easily onside. For some reason VAR said nah. And it's not the only one. I can think about the West Brom game too, where they had a VAR choice go weird. A lot of things. They missed penalties. I remember that tragic one from I think it was Lookman at the
Yeah.
96th.
The chip.
Things like this. Like I think with Fulham, though I used to talk a lot of shit about them, we got to give them more credit.
Yeah.
And when their backs are pressed against the wall, they don't give up. They fight like they did against Tottenham. So um, I still obviously Liverpool. I think are still favored they will want to bounce back because they know their season kind of hangs on easy games like this. You
Yep.
must pick up these points when you're hanging on at seventh and trying to get European football. So obviously it's not going to be a pushover, but we got to give Fulham a fighting chance here, I think.
I would agree. I would agree with you kind of more as well because Quebec just picked up a knock. So in terms of their defense, it's a Fabinho that's been injured for a long time. Next,
Quebec will be fit.
Quebec, I'm reading here, is a knock and is a doubt for Liverpool.
Is it doubt?
But
Okay.
Nathaniel
that case.
Phillips, like their kind of youngsters are back, so it could be Fabinho and a youngster, or I don't even know who they'd play at center back if they didn't do that. So
Wijnaldum
at center back.
Crazy scenes. Absolute scenes.
Scenes of glorious emotion. I think.
Why don't they get the Irish goalkeeper to play centre back?
You know who's actually really good? Gui, you might not know this. He's actually nuts. In terms, if you look at their squad, Kelleher is actually really good. He played in.
Wait, Chief, how do you say that name? What the hell is that? Cool. Who?
Wait.
Say that again.
I'm gonna need to look. I can't see your screen that well. Look it up myself.
It's
that's a wild name.
It's Kelleher's his second name. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his first name. I know that I know that everyone here who has done Irish, or anyone who's watching who's done Irish, is probably knows exactly what that is. But I'm gonna hold my hands up and say I don't. But in terms of the odds for this, sorry,
Quaven.
Okay. In terms of the odds, Gui.
It's not how the English language works, bro. There's an H in there.
That's how the Irish one works. But in terms of the odds, Fulham are super good for the odds. Because, I mean, 7-1 is really good for a team that, as we say, have been picking up form and Liverpool have been free-falling. So while I think that Liverpool will stomp them, the odds are actually really good. And in terms of the power prices, they're not great. I think they're way better than the what's the team we just did? The Wolves one.
Wolves, yeah.
But the Curtis Jones and Lookman to have one or more shot on target each. The
odds aren't great, 3-1. Yeah, it might happen, but still, I don't think it's where you want to put your money. However, the next
you'd want the odds to be higher for that bet. Like
this one is pretty spicy. I won't lie.
Yeah.
This one, Trent to have one or more shots from outside the box. If you look at the Liverpool stats, Trent Alexander-Arnold has about 1.4 shots per game. Now, obviously, it has to be outside the box, but I can see Fulham defending really deep and Liverpool having to rely on a lot of long-range efforts to try and score goals, especially because their front three haven't been great.
So, is that 10-1?
No, it was 10-3.
3.
So it's worse odds than this one, but I think it's way more likely to happen.
To be honest, I still wouldn't put my money there, though it's a fair shot, and if you feel confident in that, absolutely. I think the next one is pretty bonkers.
Nah, I think this one is.
Too.
I think this one's.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all, because I think like Liverpool, or rather Fulham, won't allow Liverpool to score 2 or more. Like Liverpool right now have been struggling so much to be creative. You saw how Chelsea shut them down so easily. And I guess Fulham aren't the most organized side. In fact, they tend to concede a lot, but still, I can see it coming from both goals from Salah as well.
I don't know. I think Salah being the penalty taker is what kind of edges me for this. I think
that's a fair shot.
I think because they're going to be, in my opinion, Liverpool are going to have most of the possession and be in their box a lot. There could be a foul and there could be a penalty, and that's an easy goal. And then all he needs to do is put one in the back of the net. And Mo Salah, this season, even though he's been having a, quote unquote poor season, he still has 17 goals in 24 games. He's still popping off. So while everyone's saying, their front three is not great, Mane and Firmino have dropped it, but Salah's kept it going. And he has on average about 3 shots a game. All he needs to do is convert, 2 of them. So I think my money would be here out of the 3 that we've just covered, but I still wouldn't put money on it. Firmino to have 1 or more headed shot on target. When I read this first, I was like, this is not going to happen. Firmino's bad. Then I looked at the stats. Firmino has 2.4 shots a game. And there's going to be a lot of crossing. Liverpool cross, like a lot of their play comes from Robertson or Trent crossing the ball in. So I could see it happening. Would I put my money on it? No. But I actually think that the stats say
it's just one header. Yeah. Like it could easily happen. Though Firmino usually misses the target, so that's the situation.
But 9-2 odds are really good. I mean that
Yeah.
it's about it's
Yeah.
4.5 to 1.
And then the last one is another one that's, I mean, if you feel confident, sure, Mane to have the first shot on target could happen. I'd probably expect Salah to have the first shot on target. Mane is playing more of a like creative role, whereas Salah tends to be the finisher. So I don't know, could happen, but yeah, it's 11-2. So
There's a reason
definitely
that
that
these are
shot.
power prices. A lot of these could happen. Like I could see every single one of these happening, but I don't think that they're huge guarantees. I think if you're gonna throw your money on one of the power prices, my pick would probably be the Bobby Firmino one.
Mhm.
But yeah, what would you go with, Gui?
Probably the Trent one, though doesn't have the greatest return. I
Yeah.
think there's a high chance Trent will try one from outside the box
All right. What are you thinking,
and
Josh?
hit the target.
I was also going to say that one.
The
I
Trent one.
think, yeah, it's the most likely to
Yeah.
happen. Say
However,
if you put £6 on there,
Yeah.
you go little double doozy. You get a decent amount back.
Yeah. I actually think the safest, not the safest. If you've watched our other kind of previews, there goes the alarm again. If you've watched kind of our other previews, I've been kind of taking it safe. I think I'm against my better judgment. I'm gonna go with Gui this week. I think I'm gonna go for a Fulham win. I think that 7-1 just looks really good. It just
let's get
it looks really good.
It's
And-
not completely outlandish.
Yeah,
it is
and
not.
because in my opinion this game's so unpredictable, I was gonna go with a score because I always back myself with the scores. I don't know what this game's gonna be. This game could be
No,
like a 1-0 Fulham.
buddy, go to the 500-1 odds. I think
Oh
there are some
no, dude.
decent shouts here.
No,
No
dude.
joke.
The 500-1 odds. I'll show you. As we were saying, I'll show you guys what the This was the one Gui was talking about. The 500-1. The Fulham
Like
to win.
we know how chaotic Liverpool have been in terms of the amount of chances they give, but also create.
Yeah.
Meaning, I could see the four corners plus toward each team. Physical game, 100% Fulham. Like a lot of those championship sides or sides near the bottom of the table, really rely a lot on physical football. And how Salah and Mane tend to fall easily. So those falls 100%. On the counter, Liverpool would also be obliged to commit, tactical fouls. So I could see that too.
Connor, even put like 50 cents on like one of those 500.
See the thing
just
is,
for the crack.
The thing is, right, the reason that I do not believe that this one is particularly good, I could see the four corners for each half. They had four corners against Tottenham. So
3 cards is a lot.
So this is my issue for this bet, the 3 cards for each team. Because if you look at the stats, Fulham get a lot of cards. They've got about 50 cards in 27 games. So they average more than a yellow card a game. So if it's going to be a physical game, you could see the 3 from them. But Liverpool don't have a huge amount. They have 29 and 27.
But what I'm saying is that you expect Fulham to hit Liverpool on the counter, and at that point they'll have to commit those fouls that always get you a yellow card. The tactical fouls where you have to stop the counter. So I could see it. However, there's another bet at the very top of your page right now. Fulham to win, Fulham most corners, Liverpool most cards. This one's also difficult. Like you said, Liverpool, you don't expect them to get that many cards.
I reckon
But if-
Loftus Cheek to score 2 is a good bet, yeah.
At the end of the day, this is 500-1. Obviously, these seem crazy, but your return is insane.
Yeah.
I think dropping 50 cents, £2 on some of these might be a fair shot, given that Fulham have looked decent, and I think they have a decent chance in this
You
one.
know what? Gui has somehow talked me into this one, dude.
Watch it just be like 4-0 Liverpool.
You know what?
That's
I'm gonna put that one on for you, Gui. We'll see if it
Much
comes
love.
if it comes out. Gui is a genius. But yeah, so
How much are you putting on that?
I'm putting one. I'll put €1 on that, and I'll put €1 on the.
Imagine winning 500 for that shit.
It would be pretty nuts. But yeah, that was our Liverpool Fulham. Oh, we actually have to give our our scores.
Jesus, yeah.
I completely forgot about that. While I'm betting on Fulham to win, I think the safest bet for me would probably be a 2-1 Liverpool win, or maybe a 1-0, considering. No, I don't see. I see both teams scoring, so I'm gonna go 2-1. 2-1 Liverpool.
I say 2-1 Fulham.
You know what? I think Fulham have nothing to lose in this game. Well, actually, they do, technically, because they're trying to fight their way out of relegation. But still,
They're
they've
expected
less
to
to
lose.
lose. Less to lose than Liverpool, so they don't have any pressure on their shoulders. So I think they can go into the game all guns blazing. Maybe have a few lads stay back, and then just have the other lads pick at Liverpool's iffy defence. And I think they will win 1-0. Fulham will win.
Okay, George.
Ooh.
That's
So those are our scorelines. Thank you everyone for listening. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
guys next time.